Yggdra Union will never fight alone. Hello everyone, this is the Great Pumpkin speaking and welcome to this new series of Let's Play Yggdra Union. This is a strategy game with some trading card game elements to it, and one I've been dreading to do for quite a while. Some of you might actually see a reference to my Dragon Fable series in this, given that I actually took it from this game. It's one I remember rather fondly for its bombastic soundtrack, its striking art style, as well as its punishing difficulty. But then again, it's a Steam game, this should be expected, as well as having a fairly hefty instruction booklet. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll take the tutorial mode for this because I don't really remember anything about it, so let's do this. The Kingdom of Fantasynia, located in the center of the continental world, times of peace and prosperity continued for many years under the Holy Sword and a wise king, but this was not meant to last forever. The end came so quickly. During the rule of Ordine, 31st monarch of Fantasynia, the Bronquian Empire invaded. The royal army mustered its cavalry to resist the incursion, but with loss after loss to the imperial army's devastating offensive, the fortress of Corona fell, and nothing stopped Bronquia from sacking the royal capital of Paltina. Galkasa, the emperor of Carnage, had deposed his predecessor by force and became the new emperor of Bronquia. Emperor Galkasa personally led his elite troops into Castle Paltina, where after an earth-shaking battle, he slew King Ordine. With that, Paltina fell, and the Scarlet Imperial flag was raised to flutter in the twilight sky. Yggdra Union, Chapter 1, The Fugitive Bearing Hope. You might notice that the text from earlier was not quite matching my audio. It's because it went so quickly I actually had to read it from elsewhere. At the southernmost tip of the continent is the land of Norn Valley. Although this barren land of rocky mountains and red earth is Fantasynia Kingdom territory, it has become a haunt for thieves. Through the wasteland runs a girl, kicking up a cloud of dust as she flees. Thieves Stronghold, Battlefield 1. Valley entrance. A dead end? Beyond the cliff. She can't have gone far. Keep your eyes peeled. Girl wielding a sword. What now? If I don't do something, I'll be caught. Oh, that's... Small stronghold. Perhaps I could hide here. Soldier wielding an axe. Didn't I see her run this way? Valley entrance. Woman clad in armor. What's wrong? Soldier wielding an axe. Forgive me, ma'am. We lost our trail around here. Are there any likely hiding places nearby? Soldier with a mask. She might have ducked into that old fortress there. Small stronghold. Alright, torch the place. We'll smoke her out. Imperial soldier. Yes, ma'am. Blaze. Burning stronghold. It's a question of what's less painful, fire or my sword? Young man's voice. Hey, what do you think you're doing? High road. Huh? Who are you? Silver-haired boy. That's exactly what I was gonna ask about you. It's the thieves that infest this dump. Flunky. Are they allied with the scum who attacked us? Thief leader. You've got some nerve burning down our home. We'll show you what we do to anyone who messes with us. Conditions. Defeat all enemies. Condition of defeat. If Millenor dies, if you use all your cards. So basically here you get to select the character that you're gonna use. You can also see some data about them. I'm not gonna explain everything given that the tutorial does a part of it, but basically Millenor is a stray thief and has Basically what you'd usually expect from an axeman. We've also got a thief who is joining us, Flunky, who is fairly standard as far as these go. These works really well on wasteland territory which we're on in this particular map. So now we'll get to choose a few cards. They'll explain the cards in the tutorial, but basically, to do anything in this game, you need a card. So we're gonna select a number of them, among others Steal, Mind Change, Refreshment, Mirage, and Rockfall. So now we can get going. Are we ready? Sure are. Pah, what can a bunch of petty thieves do? You'll eat those words. Tutorial corner. Alright, let's get him. Attaboy, that's the spirit. But don't be too hasty, you need to pick a card first. Card? The tactics card. The cards are crucial in battle, guys. I'll go over this again, so listen up. Everything we can do in one turn is written on the card. Oh, really? Like what? Well, like mobs, see? That determines your movement. You know I'm the fastest runner, boss. Quiet, you. We're talking about distance, not speed. But... you can only move as many steps per turn as the mob. Oh, then I'll pick this 12 card and go 12 steps ahead. Wrong. Will you just listen for 1 minute? Movement isn't just yours, it belongs to everyone. If you use all 12 steps, no one else can move an inch. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to hog the card all to myself. You can use all your movement on one guy if you want, but going in solo is just crushy cruising for bruising. Boss, what's the number next to POW? Oh, that's power. The bigger the number, the more damage dealt to the enemy. I get it. Where do you learn all this, boss? What do you mean? Everyone should know this stuff. Well, then, what's this icon? It looks like just like my weapon. That's the ace type. Are you making this up? No, it's the condition for a unit to become the ace. You use axes, so pick a card with an axe and you'll be that turn's ace. Seriously? Awesome. So what's an ace? They're fairly dim. You guys, the ace is the point man for attacks. He can do various things beside that, but I do know if you numbskulls can understand it all. Oh, I have a question too. Alright, the last one. What now? The guys won't tell me what a skill is. Is it, you know... What are you talking about? It's a special move. Oh, I knew it. That's so cool. Right. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that stuff is above you guys' level for now. Aw, man. Buck up. You'll be able to use them someday. Anyway, pick a card and let's get to it. Here we go. So yeah, that's pretty much the core of the mechanic. Everything is done with cards. So we'll actually start with a card called Mind Change. Let's do this. In another tutorial corner. Hey, I know you want to get started right away, but let's review movement just to be on the safe side. You mean how to move us units on the field map? First, use the plus control pad and move the cursor to a unit. Then press A button to display the movement range. You mean those white squares? Yep, you can move anywhere within those panels. Okay, lead the way, boss. Press the control pad to move in that direction. To confirm your move, press the A button. Wait, don't tell me. The B button cancels, right? Right, and of course, moving one panel takes one movement. That's the number at the bottom of the card. That's right, that indicates your remaining movement. Once it hits 0, no one can move anymore for that turn. Don't worry, boss, I'll remember. Alright then, let's go. Okay, so we've got the base combat interface here. We've got both our characters here, Millenor as well as Flunky, and then we've got the enemy, who are all unknown at this point. So all of those squares here are wastelands, which improve the damage for Thieves' character, or those using an axe, basically, and you can actually move them around. If we want, we can go to the L button and look at other things, like for instance the unit list, which allows us to actually have a proper look at them, like we did earlier. Or other options, such as for instance a list of cards. We can actually have a closer look at some of our cards. Like this Steel, which is a Millenor only card apparently, and steals enemy equipped item once we actually get what is used to do it. And we've also got explanations, like for instance what weapon type is good against what type of weapon. That's not unheard of if you're aware of Fire Emblem's weapon triangle. You can also look at geography, objects, conditions for the fight, but we've mostly seen anything we needed to see. So we'll start off with Millenor here. And another tutorial corner. There are a lot of those early, but you actually need to learn the game. Boss, the enemy's nearby. Time for a few pointers on battle then. First, select the unit you want to lead the attack. You do that by moving the cursor onto it. Can it be anyone? Sure, so long as they're standing next to the enemy. Oh, okay. Maybe I better take notes. Did I leave my pen? Anyway, so after you highlight the unit, press start. The screen will switch to attack mode. How do we decide who to fight? You pick your opponent with the control pad. When I highlight one, the enemies are listed by name. That's the battle order. That shows the order that the listed units will fight in. How about those icons next to the names like O and triangle? Good question. That's the prediction mark. This actually means whether the battle result will be favorable or unfavorable. Location, the enemy unit's abilities, weapon affinities, those all factor into the prediction mark rating. With the info like this, we can't lose. Am I right, guys? No, it's only a prediction. Don't rely too heavily on it. Sure. If you think you've got a good chance, press the A button. That'll give you one last confirmation screen. Press A button there and it's time for battle. But we can still use the B button to cancel. So that is done. We can actually use start to actually attack somebody. So we'll attack this girl here. So it's Millenor against an assassin. Millenor is a stray thief, whereas the assassin's an assassin, obviously. Thieves are axemen in this, whereas assassins are actually characters using crossbows. What you just saw was Millenor actually doing some sort of critical there. So, that happens sometimes. Serves you right. And moral will actually be deduced based on our performance in battle. And in this case, if an enemy's moral goes down, well, he's dead. To believe I lost to a mere thief. And we won. Just like that. Tutorial corner. Woo, we won, boss. Phew, was there any doubt? We'd never lose to those weaklings. Still, we're on a roll. Come on, let's keep the streak going. Well, you can't. You can only battle once per turn. Aww, then we just gotta sit on our hands. Oh no, you can still move if you've got movement left. It's just the unit that did battle who can't. Oh, so that's why the lead attacker unit is gray. Once you're done with everything, press the L button and select End Turn. Hey, another confirmation screen. He loves those. That's the one. Press the A button to end the turn. So that is done. So we can actually take Flunky and move him over there so he's ready to face out against the other guy. There's a lot more to battle in this, among others. If we have a look here at the unit list and at Millenor, for example, you'll actually see this little, how can I say, X icon to the left, which is actually his union pattern. So basically when a character attacks, he can trigger a union which will make units attack one after the others in one really big battle. So when Millenor attacks, unit in diagonal from him will actually join him in battle against the enemies with their own union patterns. Unfortunately, the way the map is made, or because it hasn't been unlocked yet, we actually can't do that. So we're gonna have to end our turn. Let's do this. Enemy is advancing, using their own set of cards. We're being attacked by a thief. Yeah, Flunky is gonna destroy those bandits. Bam! I actually find the animation of this game pretty cool. There's not a lot of interaction in battle, although you'll get to do more stuff as the game progresses. Still, I actually really like the art style about this. How about that? One thing I should mention is that this series is actually part of the Department Heaven series from Sting. So basically it's linked to the mythology of other games that are made by the company. We've lost to Mere Thief. So that's pretty much it. I remember some like Riviera, the Promised Land, or things like Nights in the Nightmare, which I actually owed but was a little too complicated for me to actually get further in it. It also had a really awful instruction booklet. Flunky, we've got him on the run, boss. Yeah, that'll teach him to mess with our hideout. I'm sure you noticed when you were fighting, but if all your men fall during a clash, you lose. So long as we all survive, we win, don't we? Yeah, but if your unit lose, morale will decrease according to how bad you got wounded. So if we lose big time, our morale will go down a lot for... It depends a lot on the card's power too. Well, what if the unit morale hits 0? You saw for yourselves with those enemies we fought. Units with 0 morale are out of there. Yeesh. Hey guys, try not to lose, okay? So that is done, and it's our turn. To make things a little easier on us, I'm thinking we'll actually go with Steel. We'll send Millenor over here. An event at the Thieves Stronghold. Come on, I'll show you a real fight. Such impertinence. And that is done, so we can actually start our union against her. This unit is actually a Valkyrie. Usually in this, axes are weak to sword, but given that Millenor is kind of strong, you won't see that just yet. Still, she did a number on us. Getting the jump on the enemy by attacking first is actually a really good strategy in this. But yeah, given that it's the tutorial level, they're actually making an effort not to overwhelm us too much. I'll give you back twice what I got. That is done. We won! Yeah, still think we're just a bunch of petty thieves? He's good. And that is done. Fortunately, our other guy can't really do much, so I'm just gonna send him somewhere randomly, in case there's a treasure or something. And apparently there is. Bumpy road. Boss, we found something. Discovery. Hairband. What's this for? I don't know. So yeah, sometimes it's helpful to actually go on places you wouldn't usually go, in case there are treasures there. This would be easier if you had to walk through, but I don't really have a mean to actually know that at the moment. So let's end our turn. The enemy is advancing with Revolution. Let's go. Prepare to hear this theme a lot because it's gonna come up quite a bit. Seems that Millenor actually took this pretty well. I expected him to have more trouble, really. Ha! I'll give back twice what I got. And she's nearly done. Alright. Okay, so we've got another card, which is the Mirage. I don't remember if we actually been there. I'm pretty sure we did. So we can go to random place, see if something comes up. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. Millenor is gonna finish this up for us. Huh. You can see the somewhat, how can I say, reference to Norse mythology. A lot of this is actually based loosely on it, so that's actually rather interesting, with things like Valkyries and so on. How could I lose? I think that's what she said. I kinda pressed too quickly. Fended off the enemy, Millenor achieved his revenge. What do you think of that, huh? Soldier with a mask. They're stronger than we thought. Cursed thief, withdraw the troops. We're pulling out. Millenor wins, armed with a strong will. Let's view our spoils. We actually got an iron choker. And we got a new card, which is, I am assuming, the Revolution card. O Valkyrie of the Doomed Rebellion, in the depths of despair, sing us to victory. We can actually have a look at what the card does, and that's actually a reference to her ability, and that when you use a special skill with it, it defeats all enemies but the head. It can only be used by Valkyries and Yggdra, and when only when the head is alive. So let's end this. Thieves Stronghold. Everyone's still standing. Come and gather round. They knew what they were doing. We lost a few men. Hey, you in there. I know you're hiding in there. It's safe to come out now. Girl wielding a sword. You're a pretty one. What are you doing here? Isn't she a survivor from Castle Peltina? What? So, those guys were from Bronquia's army? Please, I have nowhere else to turn. I need your help to defeat the Empire. Our help, eh? Well, it won't come cheap. I'll think about it if you give me that sword of yours. This sword is precious to me. I'll not part with it. But I can give you anything else. Name your price. Ooh, you never say that. Never. Anything. That's a lot to offer. I am Princess Yggdra of Fantasynia. If you aid me, you have my word as royalty. Alright, how about your castle? We need a new base, you see. Guys know how to think big, huh? Very well. Although, right now it's being occupied by the Empire. We'll just have to steal it back from them, won't we? I couldn't stay here even if the fort was still standing. We've already picked a fight with the Empire after all. Then, begging your pardon, Mr. Millenor's the name. You've got a deal, Princess. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much a fairly unlikely story, but Millenor doesn't seem to be the kind of guy to think things over. Let's move out, everyone. Is that sword all you've got to defend yourself? You don't have anything else? Well, I have these. Hey, cards! These will help. This is the 1st Cavalries, and the other is from the 2nd Cavalry. They're from the knights who gave their lives for me. Then we'll make use of these against Bronquia. It'll put their souls to rest. Yes, I believe so too. I hear these cards hold an ancient power within them. I must borrow these powers now. Only with them can I make all of our wishes a reality. That's right. Got Sanctuary and another card that I kind of skipped. So now we can save. So we're gonna do that because that's gonna be helpful. This particular slot was just me trying out the controls so I didn't look too silly. That is done. And I'm afraid that's gonna be it for the time being. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, please leave a comment below. And that was the Great Pumpkin. You all have a pleasant time now. Bye bye!